Welcome to Social 101, episode 4 with Hazel Calvert from the UK. She's going to talk to us about supporting your downline. Hazel's a blue diamond with us. Hi, Hazel.
Hi, everyone.
So, first question, let's talk about what it means to support your downline in social.
Yeah, sure. And I think to kind of set the scene with supporting from like a social point of view, I actually think we're really lucky for what we have now and how we can build through social media. Because if we think back to say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was actually really difficult then in the sense that you couldn't just call each other. You couldn't just log onto Facebook and send a few messages and check in with your team. It was relying on, I'll see you at the monthly meeting. And if you don't turn up, you're not serious. So actually, we are really fortunate and lucky with the platform that we have now because I can support my team. I can check in with my team every single day. We work 24/7. I can send a message to someone within my team, and that means the most to me as I feel that this whole business, this whole industry, you can only achieve if you have that communication there. And to know that we have that every single day, so I use Facebook, that's my little baby. Every single day, I can communicate with my team. And I actually think that's so powerful and really special to even have that. We don't have to rely on let's meet up once a month. Every single day, I can see what's going on, how people are, give me what's happened that's good today. What are your challenges that you've had? How can we iron things out? And I can do that every single day with no problems.
Yeah, and it seems like in this business in general, there's good days and bad days. And if you went a whole month without being able to support someone, they might have had too many bad days that you couldn't talk them off the ledge or whatever and keep them supported. So I love that you support them every day to get through the bad days and then to cheer on and
I think sometimes as I'm a firm believer that I'm not here to motivate people, like they have to motivate themselves, but I'm here to inspire and coach and share tips. And sometimes it's just nice and helpful to just say, oh, this has happened today, or I spoke to this person and this was the response that I got and I wasn't too happy about it. And sometimes just by saying that, they're back on track, they're fine, and they don't have to wait. They can just say it. This is my day, this is how many no's I've got, this is how many people I've spoken to today, this is how many new customers. And it's just that being able to communicate and talk instantly that makes all the difference, for sure. Totally does.
I love that. So what are some good examples and bad examples that you've seen of supporting people in social?
Do you know what? This is going to be quite contradicting, I think, as it's not going to be what probably people would think I would say. But a bad example of what I've seen is literally people holding hands too much. They literally, join the business and they're like, here's this post at this time, post at that time. And then what you're going to do, you're going to do this. And for me, I feel that's too much hand holding. And I'm all for giving tools, but I don't want to dictate to someone how you should run your business, when you should do it, and to keep in check, like you haven't posted at 12 p.m. like we agreed for you to do. You haven't posted at 6 p.m. And I actually think that's actually a bad example of how we build socially and hand holding too much, whereas we have a really powerful platform where we can give the tools, we can give advice, but a bad example, like I say, is that hand holding, being too pressurizing in do it at this time. No, you didn't word that properly, and it's not coaching, it's too much and too formal for them. That's definitely a bad example. I guess some good examples supporting building on social media is purely what I see the team do together and how they educate and how they support, and it's more about sharing tips and advice. And this is definitely the good part of it, is we say what's working for you, what type of posts are working for you guys. Like, let's share our experiences, let's share all the good things that have happened, and then we can trial and error it, because what posts work for me might not work for someone else. else. And that's why I don't like dictating to people what they should and shouldn't write. It has to be natural. And I've seen so many bad examples of people copying and pasting, and that's not their personality. That's not natural, and their audience is going to know that that's not them. So the good examples is to purely share, this has worked really well for me, tweak it slightly into what you would like to do, and we have the platform to do that. Every day we can share, this post worked, this post didn't quite work, because I have all my trainings and my coaching through Facebook groups. So I have a massive group page where everyone within my organisation is in. Only I can post in that, and my admins of that page. There's myself and about 5 others of us in there, and we purely use that to post videos. That could be about motivation, mindset. It could be some ideas about how to sponsor people, how to work with your customers. So we have that group there, and that duplicates down. The examples that we give then duplicates down into their teams, and they do that, and then they do that. So you do see a complete mix doing it from this platform for sure.
Yeah, I love that though, what you just said, that you have a group page and every day you can put something motivating out there and you can give them information so that your team has a community and a place where you know what information they're being given. Because you're controlling, not in a bad way controlling, but you're controlling the messages that they get to make sure that they're positive and uplifting and what you want. I think that's really smart and something that should be a best practice for leaders that have large groups.
It does. I think it makes all the difference. And like you say, especially if you have quite a large organisation, it works quite well, because if you're building the way I am through social media, and I get about 100 messages a day, and I'm being asked the same question over and again from people within my organisation, so I know that I have a platform there, my training group, where I can do a video on a certain subject or topic that keeps popping up. So I don't have to reply back to 100 times the same thing. I can put it in a generic video for everyone, and actually that's going to help the people that aren't so confident to come and ask their uplines, I need a bit of support and advice on how to do this. It's there for them in that format. And I say actually it works if you have quite a small organisation as well. If you've just joined and you've only signed a couple of people up into your business, what I found really works is, like I said previously, communication is it's key. You have to communicate. And it's quite funny, this whole business is built on talking to people, and the number one fear people have is talking to people. It's crazy, but it's true, and it's just, we need to eliminate that. And so I found when I do have my team members that are joining, they're still finding their feet, they're still understanding the basics of network marketing, but they are actually sponsoring still. And I always advise them, get a team chat going in WhatsApp, in Facebook, Messenger, whatever it may be, because you and your 3-4 other people that you've got, if you have that chat, someone's going to feel that they've got somewhere to go to and they feel a part of something. And I think that is the key, is making people feel a part of it. Like I call my team, we have our own team name. We are Team Eagles. So we have our own little community, like you say, like we belong somewhere. It's like our home and something that we've built together. So wherever you've got a large organisation, having a massive group page where you can put your training files, documents, videos in there is brilliant. If you have a really small organisation, you're just starting to build, these little small messenger chats work wonders. That's how I started. I started with a little chat, and it grew and grew and grew, and it got too much, so I moved over into a group. Really simple.
And the power of having a closed group is so that you, not to hide what you're doing, but to control the energy and who's speaking in the group, right? Is kind of the power of that closed group when it gets too big to chat.
There's 3 different groups that you can have on Facebook. There's a public group, so anyone and everyone can see it. There's a closed group where you can find that group. You can see the members in it, but you can't write or see any posts. And then there's secret groups. And we have the secret group where if I told you, like, look for so-and-so and you typed it in the Facebook search bar, it wouldn't come up. It's completely secret. You have to be added in by someone that's in that group. So we have a secret group for our team where we put all that training information on.
And so that's a good way to do it again, so that you are training your group and
Yeah,
controlling the message and the energy on there. I know that you're a huge proponent of just positivity always, all the time. You know, I don't want any negative comment, not necessarily comments, but negative just doesn't help anybody. And so I know you're huge on just always
absolutely.
being positive.
And
So
we've heard that saying before that success is a mindset, and it totally is. You know, everyone determines success differently, but actually, it's all in your mindset and what you believe determines your success. And within the groups, the reason why I have it so I only post on there or my admins post on there is purely like you say. So I know for a fact if they're new, if they've been in the business a year, I mean, I can't say more than a year because we haven't been in the business more than a year. So whether they're, 2 days old or they're a year old into the business, when they go in that group, they're just going to feel such a positive, good vibe, and that's what you want. We don't need negativity. That doesn't grow anyone's business. It doesn't grow anyone's self development. And naturally, we are humans. We have bad days. And that's exactly why the trainings that I do in there as well are based on mindset, nothing to do with the business. It is about mindset. So I know when they see that, they've got something that's going to, uplift them for the day to get the day started right.
I love it. So how do you feel social media has created better synergy for you and your team working together?
I think the number one thing is that it brings a team together, if that makes sense, because we are all there and we have our unity and our go-to group. And like I say, I keep the energy in general very, very positive in there. And I think social media has allowed that in the sense that we can control, in a way, what we put in and what we put out. And I think that actually makes all the difference. Say, even when we go to meetings, I love going to meetings. I always say it's like sharpening your saw. Like, you need to get to meetings, you need to be around people. Like, I'm all over social media. It's how I built my business, but I still go to meetings as well, and I make sure my team come along as well. And I present in meetings sometimes, and I can see if I see someone yawning, it's really off-putting, and I can feel the energy change. But whereas when we're building on social media and we're talking to each other through the posts that we're putting, we can create the right energy that's going to attract the right people. So, for example, I guess this is going to make more sense. So today it's month end for us. Lots of promotions going on, and in my group that I have, to create that buzz, to create that energy, to create that good vibe, I'll put in there, I'll do a little picture like today's one was dreams do come true, and on the post I'll put, let's celebrate who's hit their LOI today, or who's in qualifying one, who's made executive, and then I'll be like, who's just joined, who's done their first order, who's sponsored their first person to the business, who's hit a personal goal. I don't care what it is, I want to celebrate it with you. And things like that, it boosts the whole team, because one, they can see, wow, it's not just that Hazel that's doing well in this business. There's plenty of other people in this group that are doing well, and they're sharing they're celebrating their success as well, and they're tagging their team saying, I just want to say well done to so and so for an amazing month, for never giving up, for being coachable. And I don't feel you can create that sometimes when you are in a normal meeting, because people are quite shy, and it's quite controversial in the sense that social media, people can play a different personality. But I have people in the team that are so shy, they have confident issues, that they're just not confident people, but being on social media allows them still to build a business. Whereas I know for a fact, if it was going out there, walking and talking to business, cold calling, they wouldn't be moving the way they are. So we give them different skills to utilize and to remove all that negativity about that doubting, that self-belief. And social media does do that. It does bring out that side in people. It gives them that confidence, because they feel like, it's okay, I'm not actually face to face with this person, like I'm doing it through social media, like I feel like I can talk to them, like it just gives them that boost. And then I mean, I'm confident to talk to anyone if I'm out and about the business, but some people aren't naturally that way inclined straight away. And I love that we can start on social media, build that person's confidence up, build their profile up, then start getting them to attend meetings where they become more of that leadership role. But it all starts for us on social media, creating that energy, creating that buzz, creating that vibe, and we do it all within our groups.
And you do a lot of just recognition through it. And everybody loves recognition, and the small little recognition that you can do all the time here. I love that you're boosting people up and recognizing people for every little accomplishment, because it takes a long time before you get to walk across the stage at convention or at a big event. But there's so many little ways that you can recognize you sold a product today, or you LOI'd, or you know what you did, you hit blue today, whatever those pieces are. I love the instant recognition that you do with your downline and those shout outs.
And we are human beings, so we like someone to praise us. We like to say, that was amazing, or do you know what, well done for breaking out of your comfort zone today. We like that. We're just normal people. Of course we're going to like that. And what I find as well works well for me, from slightly off topic but more of a attraction marketing on my Facebook, is not just in my closed group, my secret group. I'll share successes, and I'll do my shout outs, I'll do my well dones, I'll welcome people that I've signed into business on my normal Facebook, because that just shows, again, oh, there are other normal people that are building this business. Oh, there are other mums that are doing that. Oh, there are other people that work full time and they want something else, they want something better in life. And I share that, and it just shows people that it can be done. We all start from the same place. I mean, literally today, this time last year, I became executive. So it's like a massive milestone. I was like, I became executive, and I love sharing that you can do this, and I like sharing that I've introduced this person to the business, and I'm going to help them change their lifestyle just like it did me, because I done it in super speed, and I have people on my team that are going to beat me with doing that, and that's exactly what I love. Like, that's how it should be, and it's all because I do my shout outs, I do my recognition, I show people that it's normal people building a business, wanting a better lifestyle, a better future for their family, and it attracts people because we all want better in life, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Any other thoughts or last comments about supporting your downline in social? I feel like we've covered a ton of great stuff, but other thoughts you've had as we've talked?
Yeah, I guess it ties into supporting your downline for sure, but I guess it's more just overall with social media and how we're communicating. If you think about, the big retailers, other companies now, everyone's on social media, and I build my team, I lead my team, I coach my team through social media, and it's no different from companies that are talking to their customers through social media, that are answering customer queries, customer orders through social media. And I think we just need to embrace it, that what we're doing here on social media is no different in the sense of the old school way of calling it, of network marketing. We still invite people, we still prospect people, we still present to people. We just do it in a digital way. We use all of the old school network marketing ways, but we put our own little twist on it. And it's exactly the same with supporting our downline, leading a team. The only difference is social media allows us to communicate and check in with our team every single day. Whenever.
I love it. Hazel, thank you, especially month end and with busy times as your team is exploding, to take some time and help us train and share all of your great good vibes and your fun personality. You are the best, and I love it. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Cheers. Bye, everyone.